Hi, welcome to Healthcrush. I'm Mark Allen, and we're with Karen Howard. She is the CEO and Executive Director of the Organics and Natural Health Organization. Karen, thanks for spending some time with us. We're going to talk about a couple of things. Vitamin D is one, omega-3s, maybe a touch on magnesium too, studies that you've done or will be doing. And I want to start by asking you about the Natural Products Expo West.
Wow.
Is this incredible or?
It's impossible to explain the scale of what we're dealing with here. The square footage of the number of booths in the natural products and wellness space, everything from yoga mats to dietary supplements to kombucha to CBDs, and 90,000+ people.
It's 90 now. Whoa.
It's actually, just a little inside scoop, it's actually higher than that. But the fire marshal can't hear that figure because I think we're restricted on going any more than over 90,000.
It truly is amazing. I've been walking the aisles and showing viewers the variety of products from, as you said, CBD to oils made from all kinds of
chips
plants
made from chicken, like potato chips made from chicken.
Oh, that one I didn't see. Wait, what was the one? Oh, I know. The strangest thing I saw was banana garlic chips, and that just doesn't fly in my mouth or my head.
There's a lot of things I stay away from. I don't eat a lot from a lot of the vendors on the floor.
No.
It's too much.
That was too much. Let's talk. What is the Organics and Natural Health Association all about?
So we're located in Washington, D.C. We're about 4.5 years old. We started really to change the relationship between customers and corporations. So, we're really committed to transparency, traceability, quality, just the quality of the supply chain, primarily in dietary supplements. And we are committed to a healthy planet and healthy people. So that means we've gotten into regenerative agriculture issues, sustainability on that front. People may not know that collagen is derived from generally beef or chicken bones, and you kind of want to know that that chicken and that cow was raised in a sustainable, organic, not CAFO environment. So we're tying all these interesting loose ends together.
There are plant collagens too, aren't there?
There are plant collagens. There are algae-based collagens, but most of the collagens on the market are definitely derived from meat.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And collagen has been shown to do more than just skin care.
That's absolutely true. I mean, there's a lot of issues with connective tissue, and they're talking about things like brain health. So it has a lot of properties that are really valuable. It's just that there really isn't enough quality material to source that can sustain this increased demand. So we're working to say we need to invest as an industry, we need to invest in regenerative agriculture practices, which actually is taking us into issues like the new Green Deal.
Right.
And being able, I'm actually now getting ready to lobby slaughterhouse issues. It's crazy.
Years ago, somebody called me up, a client called me up, and he had a product that was used in slaughterhouses. It still probably is. It's disgusting. They sprinkle it on the kill floor, soaks up the blood, and then they feed it to more chickens. And they wanted me to go in and do it, to videotape that. I couldn't do it. I just
couldn't do it.
Could not do it.
So really one of the things that we see is so many people want to eat grass-fed meat, beef, and the problem is that the people who are raising these cattle, if they want to sell it into retailers or if they want to put it in restaurants, it has to be processed at a USDA facility, not a state facility, which is a huge impediment. Long distances of travel, you're on their schedule, not you and the cow's schedule. So we're trying to equalize that for the small farmer and really invest in, small business as a way to then also support the regenerative agriculture process. And so it's, people think about dietary supplements, they forget we're really talking about food.
Exactly.
So we wouldn't need all these dietary supplements if we could put the nutrient back in our soil, which leads us to the research that we do on nutrients.
Right, and before we do that, Karen, about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, turned me on to curcumin for the brain, right? So
Yeah.
it's another supplement. All right, let's talk about vitamin D. It's been said that America has an epidemic of low vitamin D levels.
Correct.
Right? You did a study that illustrates a number of things, including the fact that vitamin D is really essential to our life, and we need to up the amount that we have.
And so most people know, when you ask them, they know that their vitamin D level is either low or it's okay, but they don't know their actual number. And this is really the key to success in being able to supplement yourself in ways that are really, they give you results. So the standard recommended dosage is something like 400 IUs. It's insufficient, and it was also derived from a mathematical error at the Institutes of Medicine. So physicians have been told for years that if your level is in the 20 range, you're fine. But the data is incredible. For 15 years, the data has borne out that you need to have your level at between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter to achieve the health benefits of vitamin D.
And the health benefits of vitamin D are?
So many. I mean, you know, one of the things that we have really been working on is the results of a study with our partner that's an IRB nonprofit. Grassroots Health. If you have if you get your vitamin D level between 40 and 60 and you're pregnant, your risk of preterm birth goes down 60%.
Oh my God, that's
60%.
amazing.
We filed a health claim petition with the FDA. We're not making any progress there because they insist that we need to control for people going out in the sun and getting their vitamin D. Don't get me started.
What if you, well, here in California, we haven't had a lot of sunlight lately because of all the rain.
None of us live in a lifestyle where we're getting it from the sun. It's so true. I mean, you'd have to be out, if your skin is the color of mine, you have to be out about a half hour every day in the middle of the day with 50% of your skin exposed. And we just don't live that way.
50%?
50%. We just don't live that way.
I want to come and watch.
But if you have if you're 50 and over, and your level, you get your level up to 60, your risk of breast cancer goes down by 80%.
Oh my.
So these are really significant findings.
And we're talking about vitamin D3.
Yes.
Right?
We are.
You should be specific on that.
We are.
All right, you've done studies on that. Let's talk about our omega-3 study that you've done.
We just finished a 2-year study on omega-3s with vitamin D. And what we found, what we really want to do is figure out what that sweet spot is. Like, what is it for omega? They say that you need to have a level of omega-3 at 8% or higher, and roughly 80 to 90% of the population is deficient, meaning under like 4%. So what does it take? How much do I need to take to get my omega-3 up to that level? That's what we call the dose response. And then what are the health benefits associated with that? So what we learned was some really interesting things. One, the data was only significant and long enough for us to correlate omega-3 and a reduction in colds. So the better your omega-3 level is, the reduced number of colds you actually get. So that's good.
Yeah, that's
good.
a good
That's
thing.
a good thing. And we know that there are other health attributes, and we want to do more work to figure out what those are.
Cardiovascular we know about.
Right, cardiovascular, brain health. So that means more time, more people. We had about 1,700 people who took at least 2 omega-3 tests. So that was a pretty good, but here's what we don't know. We actually don't know how much you need to take yet to get to that level. Omega-3s are seemingly slow to respond and get you up to that 8%. So we're going into phase 2 now.
Got it.
We'll have a smaller group. We'll have 500 people who take either krill oil or fish oil or a combination.
And what about flaxseed oil?
We have not measured flaxseed oil. There are people in the study who are taking alternate forms. Like, there are people in the vitamin D cohort, which numbers like 20,000, that are not taking any vitamin D at all.
Wow.
So we get the benefit of being able to tease out data related to their intake and their form, how much they take, when they take it, we think might have a huge impact on omega-3. So the data is coming in like there's a lot more we need to know to be able to do, you know, how much krill do I really need to take to get it up? So knowing your levels, testing, and we do this with just general people. Like, anybody can enroll in these studies by going to nutrientpower.org, which will link you over to Grassroots Health, and you can buy you can buy into the study with a simple blood drop, and then you fill out a really robust survey, questionnaire that gives us all that baseline data that we need to measure health outcomes.
Gotcha. We're going to talk just briefly. You're about to start a magnesium study,
Very exciting.
right?
Right.
Magnesium is something, I mean, people use it for a number of things that we know about now. I mean, sleep, relaxation,
Pain,
muscle cramping,
leg cramps at night.
right? And what was it? Oh, I know. If you have a potty problem.
That too. And then some people have a potty problem because they take magnesium, so
Right.
they're curious about that as well. And the way this is going to work, we'll do this with vitamin D, because here's the hypothesis, which is that you need magnesium to be able to absorb the vitamin D that you take. So that's going to be really interesting to see. This is a more expensive test. It also measures some of the essential elements in your body, like copper and some of the heavy metals. And we're working to get this study up now so we can reduce the cost to the consumer, and they can participate, and we can get this really robust data back on that.
And we should mention that traditional doctors don't typically measure for vitamin D. They don't typically measure for omega-3s that I'm aware of, or magnesium.
Well, I think that the vitamin D test has become a little more standard protocol over the last 15 years, which is really good news, except that they don't tell you your levels, you don't remember them, or they're not high enough. But yeah, you're right, even the functional medicine and naturopathic physicians don't necessarily measure omega-3, but everybody tells you need it, and everybody's deficient in it. Magnesium, I think some of the alternate practitioners, they are more attuned to that, but conventional medicine is not measuring magnesium.
Karen, thank you very much. If you want information on these tests, we have a website up on the screen for you right now. Just go to that. You can find out more information. We also have the Organics and Natural Association's website up as well. Karen, thank you.
Thank you. It's been a blast.
It always is. I'm Mark Allen. We'll see you next time. Well, that was
So easy.
relatively painless, wasn't it?